welcome to video 5 in our business recovery planning series. So today we're getting down into the nitty gritty of it, and what we're talking about today is the risks to your business. So we strongly recommend that every business has a careful analysis of all the risks in your business. The best approach here is to complete a risk register, which assesses the likelihood of each risk and then the consequences for your business if the risk is not mitigated. So how do we do that? Well, risks fall into 10 core categories within a business. Doesn't matter what business you've got, these 10 core categories will apply. So the first category is governance. So what we're talking about here is things like poor planning, a lack of up-to-date policies, poor discipline around working in the business. So it doesn't matter your size, governance still plays a factor. Risk number 2 is around leadership. So many of these risks are around communication, reporting, team morale. Number 3 is your products and services. So we talked about the need to reinvent, and a lot of this that was focused around your products and services. So the lack of adaptation or innovation or re-engineering, that's a risk to your business. If you keep trying to do the same thing you always did, you probably won't get the same result in the new environment. So you need to adapt. And so not adapting, not innovating is actually a risk to your business. The next area of risks are operational. So this is things like your suppliers and supply chain, your contracts, and your key customers. Then we have marketing. So a poor return on investment or overspending, lack of digital presence. So one of the things that we've seen over the last few months, particularly while we were under lockdown, is that digital forms of marketing actually did really, really well. So people had a lot more time to be on social media. The costs advertising on social media dropped phenomenally. And the reality is that in the environment that we're going to have going forward, you need to have a good digital presence, and you need to be out there where people can find you, irrespective of whether we're under lockdown or not. Then we have your sales. So your risk might be needing to adapt to e-commerce or online selling when you've never done that before, or poor training of your sales team, or them overselling. All of those sorts of things are risks to your revenue. Finance, one of the biggest risks within a business, one of the biggest issues and one of the biggest risks. So we're talking about things like undercapitalization or a lack of cash flow, poor finance structure, having a structure that doesn't work for you, poor credit control, so not making sure you get paid within your terms and not even having terms of trade in the first place. Poor reporting or a lack of forecasting. So in this kind of environment, we have to be all over this sort of thing. Cash flow is the lifeblood of a business, and it's one of the key things that any business owner should be focusing on. If you don't, it's going to bite you in the butt, and it's a huge risk to the ongoing viability of your business. Then we've got HR. So have we got issues with overspending, or a poorly managed restructuring, and the potential for grievances? So all of those things are HR risks to our business. Admin, one of the key things here is a lack of automation. So in today's day and age, there is so much that you can automate in terms of those tedious, time-consuming tasks. They can actually be automated now, which removes the risk of errors being made. It frees up your staff, it increases efficiency, all of those sorts of things. So if you've got a business and you're not using automation in any way, shape or form, you need to look at how you can adapt your processes and the way you do things. And then last but not least is technology. So what we learned with COVID and the need to work from home is that a lot of businesses had holes. They might have had servers on site which couldn't be accessed from offsite, or there hasn't been good implementation of software or applications and things like that in a way that it can be accessed from anywhere. So technology has a big role to play in your recovery. It has a big role to play in being more efficient, but it's also a risk to your business. So if something gets poorly implemented, it's going to cost you money, it could cost you time, and it could cost you your business. So it's absolutely critical. So those are the 10 key areas of a business that you need to look at when you're working through your risks. Now, the risk register and working through your risks, identifying them, categorizing them, and determining how you're going to mitigate or minimize the impact of those risks, either A, happening, or B, impacting your business, is a huge part of your business recovery plan. Again, we have a template you can use to identify and document your risks and how you mitigate them. So if you want that, get in touch, we'll get you sorted. That's all on risks today. In our next video, we're going to talk about pulling it all together. All these components that we've covered in the previous videos, how do we pull them together and end up with a comprehensive plan? So we'll see you soon.